A child is born in North Korea. Yet, the moment that innocent child enters the world, he is branded a traitor. Known globally for having the harshest laws, North Korea enforces rules that are so extreme, it's hard to believe they exist. For instance, elections are conducted here, but people have no choice in selecting candidates. The vote can only go to a single person, and those who refuse are thrown straight into prison. On television, just one channel is available, and tuning into others is impossible. North Korea may well be the only nation on earth where imprisonment doesn't just follow crimes committed, but even crimes merely imagined. Welcome once again to Amir TV's videos. Viewers, Japan ruled Korea as a whole for 35 years, until 1945. But after the Second World War, Korea was split into two parts, North Korea and South Korea. The North came under Soviet influence, while the South was influenced by America. In 1948, Kim Il-sung of the Kim dynasty became the leader, and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was formed. Yet democracy itself never took root here. By 1950, the Korean War broke out between the two halves. But even after it ended, no peace treaty was signed, which is why both sides remain technically at war. In North Korea, power has always remained within one family. First Kim Il-sung, then Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Il-sung's grandson, Kim Jong-un. Each ruler clung to power using increasingly strict laws. Rules were created to suppress citizens through fear and punishment, so they would not fall under the influence of South Korea or Western culture. Today, we will go through some of these bizarre laws. So let's get started. In 2024, the regime banned sunglasses and wedding dresses. In metros and public stations, instead of music, Kim family speeches are broadcast, and during this time, no one is allowed to speak or make noise. Watching South Korean dramas or Hollywood films can result in people being arrested and sent to labor camps or handed severe punishment. These measures exist to prevent ideological contamination, making sure the people are not swayed by foreign cultures. Ordinary citizens don't get access to the internet. Only the intranet, a completely closed system running inside North Korea. Even here, the state keeps track of what people watch, read, and discuss. In this way, the government fully controls the information reaching citizens, ensuring they remain cut off from the outside world. Calling abroad without permission from the authorities is also illegal. Anyone wishing to talk to someone outside the country must seek state approval. All media, TV, radio, and newspapers is state-owned. Private media is unimaginable. Broadcasts consist of government praise, glorification of the Kim family, and condemnation of foreign enemies, particularly the U.S. From childhood, hatred toward America and its allies is instilled into citizens. Even personal appearance is tightly controlled. The government has approved only certain hairstyles, and people are instructed which ones they may adopt. Any style seen as influenced by outsiders is banned, such as jeans, dyed hair, or flashy clothing. Offenders have their belongings confiscated and are punished. It isn't just clothing, food choices are restricted too. Hot dogs, being American, and dishes like budae jjigae and tteokbokki, being South Korean, are outlawed. Traveling between cities requires a permit, and without it, such movement is illegal. North Korean passports are granted only to the elite, including officials and close associates of Kim Jong-un. Ordinary people cannot even dream of leaving the country. Ownership doesn't exist here. Land, homes, businesses, and shops all belong to the state. Citizens are merely permitted to use them, and only with state approval. Practicing religion is also prohibited. While churches exist, they serve only to showcase freedom to outsiders. In reality, anyone attending them risks being sent to labor camps. Anyone opposing the government or criticizing the Kim dynasty risks not only their own arrest, but that of their entire family. Punishment spans 3 generations, meaning if someone is branded a traitor, Even their grandchildren, born decades later, are labeled the same. This ensures rebellious bloodlines are permanently crushed. Government spies are placed around neighborhoods, apartments and houses to keep watch on everyone. The strangest law of all is that in North Korea, punishment isn't limited to actual crimes. Even thinking about committing one can land you in prison. If someone harbors disloyal thoughts against the regime and is reported, it's as good as digging their own grave. From birth until death, citizens attend weekly self-criticism sessions. In these, people confess their shortcomings, such as hiding someone's weakness from the authorities, praising Kim Jong-un too little, or being impressed by something foreign. They then ask for forgiveness, while others publicly criticize them. Voting is compulsory. Yet, ballots can only be cast for the candidate chosen by the regime. No genuine election exists where people select their leader. One candidate is placed on the ballot, and anyone who fails to vote is deemed a traitor. Why hold elections then, if no choice exists? In truth, these are not elections but loyalty tests. When every citizen votes for the same candidate, the government showcases it as proof of strength and unity. North Korea also has a national assembly, known as the Supreme People's Assembly, but its purpose is only to rubber stamp Kim Jong-un's decisions. Every citizen is forced to memorize the regime's 10 ideological principles. Stumbling while reciting them brands a person a traitor. Each principle, without exception, contains Kim Il-sung's name. All TV sets are preset to state channels, such as Korean Central Television. No one can switch channels or tune into others. Imported TVs even have their NTSC tuners disabled beforehand. Even bicycles require registration and number plates. Citizens must pass a road safety test and obtain a license before riding one. Clothes featuring foreign logos, slogans, or flags are forbidden. The regime deems these symbols of outside influence and insists citizens embrace only a North Korean identity. Laws extend to tourists as well. Every visitor must have a government guide and is restricted to official locations. Tourists cannot freely speak with locals or take open photographs. Even interviewing a citizen requires guide permission. Mobiles and computers are permitted, but devices such as USB drives and memory cards are regularly checked. Any discovery of foreign content brings punishment. A rigid social system called songbun dictates lives from birth. Based on family background, every person's class is decided. The first class, the core, includes descendants of Kim Il-sung's revolutionaries or Korean War veterans. Considered the most loyal, they receive the best jobs, such as high government or military posts, and privileges like living in Pyongyang and owning cars. The second class, wavering, includes ordinary workers and farmers. Their ancestors weren't particularly loyal or disloyal, so they are granted middle-class status. The third class, hostile, includes those with ancestors who once followed religion or had ties with South Korea. Branded traitors, they are given the lowest status and forced into the toughest jobs, such as mining, labor, or cleaning. Looking further, utilities like electricity, water, and gas are rationed and closely monitored. At 17, all citizens, male or female, must serve 10 years in the military. On the death of any Kim family member, or anniversaries of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il's deaths, crying is mandatory. Those who don't are seen as disloyal. Every home must display portraits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, which must be kept clean at all times. In schools, children are forced to memorize their speeches as a sign of loyalty. North Korea is so cut off from the rest of the world that it even follows a different calendar, the Jukki calendar starting in 1912, the birth year of Kim Il-sung. Thus, 1912 is Jukki Year 1, and in 2025, North Korea marks Jukki Year 113. There are several reasons for North Korea's extreme isolation. First, the regime fears that if citizens discover the outside world, they will turn against the state. This is why travel, media, and internet access are banned. Second, the nuclear program has brought international sanctions, isolating the nation further. It's also worth noting that some of these rules may no longer exist, or even stricter ones may have been introduced. No one has updated confirmation of this. Most of this information comes from defectors who managed to escape after 1953. Spy satellites help monitor activities, and some defectors have smuggled footage out using USB drives through China. Hopefully, you will enjoy and share this Amir TV video. Thank you so much for your kind comments.